Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Into the Breach, where today we're getting something accomplished. We are at 4 pods. All we have to do is survive to open one more. It doesn't count as opened until we actually do the thing at the end of the mission, right? So we do have to make it through the mission that we get the pod in, which might mean as much as surviving 3 missions on this island. That's all we have to do to claim our coin. Also, winning the run would be cool. I would like to actually put up a win with each type of squad. I don't know if I think it's going to be this run. I think doing 4 islands is a bad match for random. But whatever, the coin is what matters. We do need that coin. So let's go get it. So we don't necessarily need to be super aggressive about grabbing the reactor on this one, I don't think. How many reactors do we actually still have use for? 3 here, and I guess technically 1 more maybe here. We also, frankly, could just drop the heat engines. I didn't really think about this before. I was like, hey, we have 6 things that are working, but we're not using the heat engines all that much. I don't know. I don't know what the right move is. So I gotta tell you, I don't love the Earth Mover mission. I think I've been very clear about this. Sometimes you can knock bugs into the holes and stuff. We have a lot of really annoying kinds of bugs on this map, or on this island rather. We're gonna have to take some power missions on here no matter what, though, just due to the way things are spread out. And the seismic activity the seismic activity map is usually pretty easy. So I'm sort of inclined to go this way. But if we're planning on doing the test site, maybe we do that first. Because like this is the kind of mission where I am most likely to lose some power. And there's a lot of melee bugs in our deal of enemies here. So maybe a mission with a big hole in the middle of it is actually pretty good for us. You know what? Let's try it. Okay, so we do have the spiders. The spiders are annoying. Spiders only got 2 move. That unfortunately gives it access to this whole area. It's a little annoying. So, yeah, it's really hard to know where the gaps to fire tanks are going to be. I could put this thing like all the way over here, I suppose. You have enough move. Yeah, you have 5 move. You can go wherever you want. There's nothing I can do about that. I think I'm pretty likely to get a clean shot with the tank over here. It won't matter if this thing gets webbed. And then putting you down in a column where you can shoot this space with the Gemini missile is probably smart. And you have 5 move. We can kind of put you anywhere. Yeah. All right. Let's see what they do with this. Well, now that's an interesting place for that. Yeah, that's gonna cause some actual like serious problems for the bugs, which rules. Okay, so it is, of course, tremendously compelling to me to just like drop a tank down here, push the digger clean off the map right away. Like we could just grab the pod, shove this thing in the dirt, because these are so annoying. However, that's not a real solution, right? Like I'm fixing a problem that isn't an actual problem there. The napalm mech actually doesn't have a lot of play. It really can only solve this problem, but this is a fine problem to solve. How are we going to deal with this? Oh, I didn't even notice this was a kill 6 or fewer. Jeez. Missions bad. I mean, this is lethal. also lethal, and then we could use the tank to just make this guy, like, bump this guy down a space. Yeah, you know, I don't hate that. But, sorry, I need to think very carefully about how I position things here. Am I just giving up on these buildings? It's like I could knock the digger out right now, or I could save the buildings. I can't do both, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true. Okay, well then... maybe we just kill this thing. Now, this is actually tricky because this mech has a pretty limited set of things that it can deal with. It has to be the one... we spawn a tank and use the tank to deal with this thing. It's the only way to clear it out without using this mech up, and this mech has to do other stuff, I think, because this mech is fully responsible for this thing. So, okay, here's what needs to happen. You have to get pushed up. This thing has to die. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we have a lot of ways around this. Alright, and then you have to get pushed. And now there's 4 of us. Next turn there can be 5 even. And 2 of us have the ability to push units around without killing them, which maybe... you know, listen, we don't have to get the perfect island this time. I don't know that it necessarily has a ton of utility. Okay, weird place to put your spider. Okay, lots and lots of good stuff here. So... we can very easily just kill this thing with a stone. This one's also killable. Is it a good idea for me to just kill this number of enemies? Also, how do I deal with you? Yeah, actually, how do I... All right. What about this? I kill this one with the Gemini missile, allowing me to not kill this enemy, but rather just shoot it with a tank from here to move it down. You have to move through and open up... how do I do this? How do I make it so that you... have... how do we deal with the digger? Because the digger is going to kill this if we don't stop it. Oh, right, I forgot. We have bonus health on the tanks. I actually am allowed to do this. Okay, I was thinking that I didn't have the option of pushing the rock this way. But I totally can, and that opens up our ability to intercede here considerably, because now we can handle this wasp with just one of the free tanks. Which means, right? I think we just do this. I think we just be done with this. That's enough out of both of you. And then... I don't think we have a play here other than kill this thing with a rock. Which is a shame, because obviously I'd like to be spawning a tank and also dealing with enemies non-lethally. Also, sequencing is a little bit weird, and I definitely got myself hit for no reason. But it's better than firing it from this axis and pushing the tank into a building. Yeah, it's fine. Thankfully, we have so many reactors that everybody actually has HP. And as such, we can endure a small hit or two. Pretty rough position on the objective, but again, if we end up losing the objectives, I'm totally fine with it on this island. We do not need the bonus. Damn it. Must you? Okay. This we care about a lot less, right? Huh. So, this thing is attacking in the direction of the rock, which means that if we push it down to this space, it won't be hitting the Earth Mover anymore, but it will backspace itself onto the time pod, which is obviously problematic. But we can't push it up this way because it'll just hit that building, which is actually much worse than the thing that currently is threatening to happen. So how do we deal with all of that? We can push it twice. Like, this can just happen. We don't have to care about this spider at all. What if... This is a tough one. Alright, so we could like... We can throw a rock here, right? This wasp deals with that spider. This tank can just push the thing up there. Then we can... We could like spawn in another tank to push this guy, and then use the napalm mech to push him again. I think that's like okay. God, there are going to be so many enemies up. So here's a question. You know, I think I'm going to do this. This wasn't where I was intending to throw this thing. But yeah, let's secure the pod. Oh, I wish I had one more movement. Because if I could get around here, I could shoot this guy back in such a way that he attacks these tiles, damaging nothing, and backs himself up onto a spawn. But as it is, I think I'm going to use this tank to spawn block. It's a shame he's going to back up and let that one through. We're going to have so many enemies up here. Okay. Well, at least those are not like the most annoying kinds of enemies. We can maybe work with that. Yeah, wow, a lot of these are not even threatening us in any way. So all we really have to do is deal with this. 6 or fewer enemies, huh? So if I throw a rock here... The thing is, we can't throw a rock directly on top of this without killing this spider first. Actually, yeah, because we have to... This space has to be open. Otherwise, we're going to deal a point of push damage to the... to this thing, which obviously is not acceptable. So we go... We throw a rock here. Then we run you over and have you kill enemy number 5. Then you just got to get out of the way. I think we want to move that thing over to there. And then we're good, right? I don't even have to do anything else. Yeah, we just get out of the way. Is there a version of this where we put a kill together somehow? Maybe, and we do still have one person who could use XP, but I think I'm happy to just take this outcome. I mean, if we can get the perfect island bonus, we should, because every point of grid defense potentially matters. We could just pour all of our reputation and stuff into into grid defense. There it is. Loot box is opened. It's a plus HP Isaac. Interesting. Plus HP Isaac. Are you better than... Yeah, probably, right? Like, Fenrir is not doing anything for us. I mean, the technician, I guess, is not necessarily useless. But what's better, technician or having 6 health? And then he might actually pull something useful. And the second reset's not meaningless. It would be if I were like a perfect player. But as we have all learned, I am not. That is not the way that goes usually. So for the moment, I'm not going to install this reactor, not until we have the 3, because there is still some chance that we're going to pick up an object that we want to use in this mech in place of the heat engines. And if that happens, we might want to dump a bunch of reactors into this one. So I think we're good for now. And then we have to do a power mission of some type. Let's do seismic activity. This should be very doable. Right, we have a fair amount of control over the positions of our enemies. Yeah. So what do we have up first? Oof, spiders, right. Of course there are spiders. There are going to be a lot of spiders. I hate this. This thing is gonna... We're going to see a lot of these. And it's going to be a huge pain in the ass every single fucking time. This is probably the place... Well, I'm a little torn. Like, it feels like the Gemini missiles are going to be real useful right here. But also, I don't want to give the Nautilus, the gastropod, any more reason to attack in this column. So maybe I start you here instead. Yeah. And then this Napalm mech has 5 move. If I start here, there's a chance we'll bait the Hornet. Although I guess that's true if I start here instead too. Let's do that. So catching on fire knocks off the mites, right? Interesting. This is not where I was hoping those were going to appear. Probably, obviously. Wow. Well, this sucks ass. This is really bad. Yeah, this is maybe one of the worst setups we've ever had. Ever. So anyway, where I was going, what I was working on there is, the fire knocks the bugs off, but I don't actually know how that works with the boost, with the heat engines. And we might have seen this when we played this squad. If we do, I don't remember how it happened. But I'm curious if the bugs will get knocked off before the fire is like vacuumed up, so that we still benefit. Because that would be awfully nice. Also, they really managed to position themselves such that there is no place to shoot the Gemini missiles at them from, huh? It's actually, like, it's completely fucking incredible. There is no angle at which it makes sense. Like, it would be okay to use the Gemini missiles from this tile, but that's it. It's very thorough. Okay, so I'm definitely thinking about this to free the rock mechs. But we're taking some incredibly huge amount of completely unavoidable damage here. All right, if I didn't want to do that, there's like this play, right? If we did this, we're saving 4 points of building. Well, we're saving 2 points of building damage because this 2 points is still happening. I can't believe the seismic thing happened along like we're going to get 0 meaningful tiles removed because it's going to build out from here and just fuck around in the corner. That's so annoying. Okay, all right. I think I see it. So I think we do have to free... It's pretty important that we free this thing. Okay. Then I do want to use my Gemini missiles. To free up this space. The important thing here was this space has to be available. And then we throw a rock here and we at least prevent most of the damage. But this leaves us in a position where we have effectively taken 2 building damage without doing any actual setup work. We killed 1 enemy and not an important one. We don't have any tanks out. Like this is a really bad turn, necessitated by the fact that that was like maybe the worst situation we've literally ever seen. Yeah, no, I know Kazakh Pleth. Thank you. Okay, that's not too bad at least. That's really annoying. So... if we just use the Gemini missiles in the really obvious way. We now have to use the tank to break this, right? Because if we use Isaac to break this, then he falls to his death. So it's like we throw a tank here. Right, and then we have to get down here so we can push this thing off to the side, and we're still taking 1, but I think it's less bad as far as setup goes. Although, it is rough that I had to play a tank back here, and then the whole ground fell away. I was very unprepared for the seismic activity to be solely a negative. It's almost always a tool that you can use, but here is very obviously set as a thing that was designed to just make the mission harder. Okay, well that's not too bad. How do I want to handle this? So like a rock right here is pretty solid. We can use this tank to break the webbing. You can just run down here and throw a rock directly on this thing because fuck this thing. And then we just finish it off, right? Like I do not want it to live. Let us be certain. And that does clear the mites off of the remaining mech as well. It's not something I was thinking about, but it does occur. Alright, well this tank is going to be responsible for keeping that thing busy. And it looks like we're going to come out of here probably without things getting too much worse. Yeah, because that's kind of what I figured was going to occur there. So first things first. Obviously. How do we want to deal with you? I mean, it feels like... I guess we can disable this thing with the napalm mech as well. I guess with you having boost this turn, you kind of have to just get a kill here. We don't have another really good solution for that enemy. And then, yeah. That's pretty clean. I guess I could have thrown a rock at it first, or... Yeah, no, it doesn't really matter. Take this. I could probably have set that up in such a way as to get the, to set up another kill and get Isaac some more XP through something dying to fire. Well, whatever, it's fine. Alright, what's Kazakh Pleth get? Popular hero. A lot of that going around. Train mission. I think we're going to do one of these. What's the layout like on this? Oh, this one has those decoy buildings. Those rule. And also, this mission doesn't seem that bad. Let's take this one on for sure. Okay, so we got bouncer leader plus 2 bouncers. Spider, and what a terrifying pair of enemies this is. Like, what a constant fucking frustration. All right, I want to encourage the spider to throw its egg there. So I think I'm going to, let me swap these two maybe. Really try to give it a lot of incentive to do that. Okay, that works too. Okay, so we get this for free. Now, how do we want to deal with the rest of this stuff? Obviously, Gemini missiles in this position's pretty fantastic. Is that the right move, though? Like, if I do this... Well, I guess, okay, so dealing any damage at all to this thing breaks it. But we don't have a solution for this guy because he attacks so many tiles simultaneously. Yeah, that's a real problem, actually. Well, I don't think we have a better solution anywhere else either, though. Like, this building is just dead. There's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, alright. It just says less than 3, right? So we set you on fire. I mean, I get to choose which building I want to let die. I think it's better for it to be this one. Probably. And this has to be real damage. It can't be push damage, I'm pretty sure. So I think we have to do this in the slightly less optimal way. I would sure love to spawn a tank here. This is probably never going to be useful, sadly. Alright, no more building damage. Gotta have tight control from here. Okay, well, this was nice of you. Oh. No, never mind. We're fine. That's right. Everybody's at... Oh, shit. Right. Oh, you know what? I can push him forward. Yeah, we can move this mech to here. Or I guess, actually, I could just Gemini him. Do I want to just hit him with the Gemini missiles? Maybe I just want to be done with his ass, right? Okay, we do definitely get to use a tank this time. Which is great. Wonderful news. No, sorry, I don't know what I'm thinking. I can just hit him with the rock, because he'll burn to death afterward. And we can save all of our fancy tools. Right, remember the value of a big fire. Yeah, that almost couldn't be better. This guy gave us smoke on a space adjacent to a building and a free block. What a hero. Alright, well, first things first, I would like to place the other tank, please. Actually, hold on. Let me... This tank probably deals with this problem, right? So that this tank can be used to just do a spawn block, most likely. We definitely want to kill you this turn, if that's not too much of a hassle. Actually, it does seem to be a pretty huge hassle, doesn't it? Well, no, I could step to here. Yeah, this totally works. So... Let me move you to here. Here, we can do something fun while we're at this. So we push this guy into this position. This use of the Gemini missiles just kills all of the enemies. There we go. All you need is a little efficiency. Where's Isaac at right now? He's like 47, I think. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get kills such that we can max him out here. Alright, so in order for that to happen, obviously we need to score some kills during the enemy turn. So like if I push you to there, yeah, alright, that's a kill. He'll break himself on that mountain. So if we throw a rock just like on here, sorry about this, friend. Listen, it's an autonomous, you know, whatever. This thing will dunk itself in the water, and then I don't know. I'm just here. We're even gonna do this. I'm gonna clear this rock. I'm just gonna kill this thing the normal way. There's no way we get another enemy turn kill here. He's at 46 right now, so there's decent odds that we get value on these. Also, we may as well do that. I do love bouncers. Alright, 2 and 1. Aw, you're killing me. It's fine. We still have time. We'll get there. So we're going to end the island. If we clear Lightning Point, which I don't really want to do, we would have 6 stars going into the final thing. I think, honestly, let's take on the Blast Garden. I do want to try to max out. Yeah, kill 7 enemies is very doable. And I do want to bring as much grid defense into the final battle as possible. A star is worth 2 power, you know, in any case, so yeah, let's just do this. Because we don't need the reactor. Alright, this thing it's going to go here, right? I don't think there's any way that we could maybe influence it not to by putting something here. Maybe. We'll see. I don't think that's going to work, but we'll try. Also trying to influence the Hornet. And I might just put, yeah, so this is, we can try to bait the Hornet here or here. Just try to get it away from the buildings in whatever way. I guess if I do this, the spider is for sure going to drop the spider egg there, which is not great for us. No, that's pretty bad, actually. Maybe I shouldn't do it this way. I mean, it's probably... Alright, if I do this, it's going to drop the spider egg there more likely. The thing is, no matter where I put this thing, this remains attractive because it's 2 targets, so... If we put it here, at least I have a better chance of being able to deal with it easily. Alright, there's a reactor. Very annoying behavior. Okay, chose a single. Gosh, y'all remember scions? I forgot that there were scions. Okay, so... we could solve this problem from here without having to break the spider web. It's not totally ideal. I would like to be able to be here. However, yeah, if we spend a move removing this thing, we don't have enough, we can't solve all of our other problems. Okay, well, so I think we are doing this. Certainly have to protect the battery. And then... you can use fire to deal with this guy. Unfortunately, 3 damage is just not going to be sufficient over here. These buildings are going down. If that's the case, I think I do this so that at least the spider gets killed by the attack going off. And that deals 1 damage to the thing. Yeah. And then you, I think, come around and shoot from here. There we go. And we get the fire ticking on this thing early. All right, 4%. I did, by the way, fully forget about the regeneration. Okay, a lot of that's really not that bad. So, first things first. I think I want to move... trying to figure out whether I think it makes sense to employ the tank here. And sadly, I think the answer is no. This is pretty awkward, actually. This thing having 4 HP still is kind of a problem. Yeah, because our attacks only do 2 damage to it. So... I guess I can buff somebody up to be able to hit it for 3, which would cause it to die before Scion regeneration. Right, so I could, like, run up here and do this. Hey, look, we found a situation where I actually would like to be able to fire 1 more space. Because if I could launch this thing to here, we could set some enemies on fire and boost up our dude without causing any damage to a building. They do exist. Yeah, we can very easily use the tank to correct the spiderling. But I don't really want to do that. What I want to do is kill it. This only does 2 damage. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. We just do that to get the tank on the board. We have you come over here. This will be lethal. And then you can just, like, set fire to the Scion while spawn blocking. This is one of those Scions that I actually do really think we need to kill. Okay, and that Scion is dead before any more health regen will occur. Enough of that noise. And then we have all the enemies we need to win right here. So we can go ahead and confidently block some spawns. And I think I maybe just set this thing on fire. Like, run over here. There we go. Just get them all burning. Physics will sort it out. I appreciate that little spider not attempting to do anything meaningful. Makes my life a lot easier. Okay, good. I guess I could have thought that through a little bit more. I mean, it's fine, right? That's also a kill. You get to do the same thing. Okay, there we go. That'll get us to 7 kills. And there we go. We even get to kill that thing. And it turns out you rarely need 5 bodies. You need 4 bodies to solve your problems in this game. Just a huge percentage of the time. 5 is usually overkill. Alright. We got the smoke drop. A thing that we chose not to purchase earlier, I believe. Okay, cool. That's useful. So, here's a question. Do I want to install the stuff here and then, like, pull a point of movement? Or do we actually just want to hold off and see what we pull from the final, what we pull as potential weapon rewards from the final payout? I think I'm just going to hold off because I don't think the light tanks doing damage is all that relevant. Usually the push is what we need. And in fact, in a lot of situations, they make things worse by doing damage when you really want them to just move something and let it live. Okay, this is going to be colorful. How about... The spider sucks. I hate it so much. I don't really know where to start you. God, it's positioned so perfectly, too. It's really like... It is in the nightmare position. Alright, let's do it like this. Let's hope that we can figure out a way to use the Firefly Leader to take some stuff out for us. Okay, pretty good. Yeah, a lot of that's really compelling. You don't quite have the movement necessary. Yeah, shit. Well, alright. So what we could do is run to here. Give you a little shove so that you can put a rock down here and solve those problems. And then, unfortunately, Yeah, there's no way to use a tank's push to break this guy off, so I think we just throw a rock in his path for right now. Yeah, that's not super compelling, but what I like about this play is it kills the spider without causing anything bad to happen anywhere else. A clean turn that removes the spider from the enemy team is worth taking. Right, so pushing this thing down so it clears that guy, I think is pretty good. What else do we need to do? I think this building is lost, but we can use you to spawn block at least. Yeah, alright, let's, I don't know, you just need to be somewhere. Like, over here is fine, right? No, over here is really bad, actually. Do not do that. I guess here is fine, because this thing's not going to be in that position anymore. Okay. Oh, right. I had a plan here that was based on a thing that's not actually going to work. Well, what I can do instead, I guess, is just... Yeah, shit. Because the digger is going to destroy this tile, and then when the gastropod fires his hook, he's going to fire it to the mountain and pull himself all the way through. So he's not even going to stop here. And I'm going to reset the turn and see if I can figure out a way of dealing with that. Because that's pretty not ideal. I don't think there's realistically a way to stop this digger from hitting that building. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. I mean, there is, but it would take multiple units to get the job done, and we don't have the resources. I guess one thing we could do, I didn't really think about this, is we could achieve this push with the napalm mech, which frees up a rock thrower to do something a little bit more interesting. Yeah, I actually like that a lot better. So we do that, and then we can throw a rock here to push this guy onto the spawn. And then you use the tank to push the boss clear, just like before. I just had to be a little bit more... I had to position it a little bit differently. But actually, I think I really like that. And then this thing's on fire, so it's, you know... It's getting closer to the kill it threshold all the time. So what exactly do I want you to do? Is the block the right move? Yeah, probably, right? Just buy myself a little bit of time to work. And then we can throw the tank down like here. These things are such a pain. So hard to deal with. Okay, so if I do this, this thing will die from fire damage. It won't actually kill the gastropod, but that's fine. We can kill the gastropod in other ways. The fact that this gastropod is in this position, though, is very inconvenient where pushing it left and right both don't actually stop it. In fact, there's no direction we can push it that's terribly meaningful. I guess I could drop a rock here so that the Firefly leader kills it. Or I could use a tank to push it maybe. Actually, I really like that. And then we just throw a rock in front of the Firefly leader so it doesn't kill the other building. And that lets us, yeah, figure out other stuff for this guy. Okay. So I'm going to spawn my tank. It's a shame I can't fire from here. We can do this. You throw a rock right there, and we get a little bit of bonus damage on the Firefly leader while also still getting clarity. This thing then has effectively 2 HP left, which is obviously very fixable. And honestly, I think we're just sacrificing this support tank. You can do that, I suppose. Yeah. Just let this thing take the hit. I can shoot you. It doesn't really accomplish anything. Yeah, I don't think I want to. Still doing a pretty fantastic job with the fire, considering we only have the one weapon that generates fire. Okay, so we have a couple of moves to make here. I mean, this thing we just kill, right? I don't think there's, or not, sorry, the Firefly we just kill. I don't think there's any reason to get like cute about that. You are so fast on the final turn. It is wild. Right, that's fine. That works. And then just for good measure, I'm saving this tank. There, that's clean-ish. Okay, and listen, we protected the corporate tower, technically. It's just a little immolated. It's still good. You can... Don't touch any of the surfaces, but you could like be inside there and it would be fine. Alright, so we definitely don't want stabilizers. We definitely don't need a new pilot, so here's all of our grid. We go to spend reputation. We trade off some stuff we definitely don't want. And the question now is, do we want any of this equipment? And I think the answer is no. Is this better? We very rarely use the heat engines effect. But very rarely is not never. I don't think I like that. We could put the shrapnel cannon into the napalm mech, I suppose. We have enough health on most of our units that losing immunity to fire probably won't matter. Everything has enough HP to take a little bit of fire bleed. But also, would we be better? Like, honestly, there's some chance that we will still use it. We do use it occasionally. And I think I would rather, like, for how much I think this is going to be valuable relative to the napalm cannon, I think I would rather just buy overpower. So let's buy 1 reactor core, because we can make use of 1 reactor core. And then, yeah. I feel like that's okay. So we'll go ahead and just install all of these, max you out. damage on the tanks, and let's do it. Would be pretty slick to get a win here. Yeah, it's impossible to know. So just set up in a way, some kind of way. Here I am intentionally just creating as much surface area as possible, basically. Let's get those bugs attacking us and not the buildings. That is a shitty place to put that. Jessica, that you fucking... What an asshole. Alright, well obviously it would be very cool to get the Firefly Leader into this space. What else? What else? What else? I guess we have a good Gemini situation here. Kill one of you and put the other one on very, very low health. That still means... So this push takes care of 2 of the attacks. So we still have 2 more attacks that need to be dealt with. So I probably don't want to do that, Gemini. I probably want to... Oh no, sorry, you have to get... Yeah, that's right. We have 4 enemies doing the thing. Alright, well... These 2 are attacking the same structure. So it's not like the end of the world if neither one of them gets dealt with. If we just let that one fall. So let's do that way so we can at least get the boost. Although actually... You know what? I'm changing my mind. I'm using one of these resets. I'm going to do this instead. Because with that much damage, this is now lethal on both of the bugs. And then we just spawn a tank with this guy. Oh, wait. 4 damage doesn't save this. Bloody hell. Use my other reset already? Yeah, I think so. That's a cool, fun idea, but maybe not one we can actually do. Right. This does still disable 2 attacks. Or doing anything with this guy does still disable 2 attacks because he is a double attacker. But actually, I have to do more than that. Okay, if I run you down here and shoot like that, that creates a huge amount of fire, so this enemy will be on fire. It means this thing will die. Yeah, I think what we do is we ignore these 2, because there's simply no way to deal with a large enough quantity of the enemies on this. Yeah, alright, so this disables 1 attack. And actually... we play our cards right here. I'm going to spawn less fire, but have this thing take an additional hit. Yeah, so this will be really good overall in terms of the number of threats left behind. We are losing 2 power right away, which is not great, but I think it's an acceptable trade-off. Wow. It's a shame that's still going to die. had we actually removed one of the attackers there, I have no doubt that that resist would not have occurred. I'm not going to stress out about that. Okay, that's maybe enough fucking spawns. Thank you. So... I would really love to be able to throw a rock here. Sadly, looks like it is not in the cards. So we will... let me stand here, throw a rock there, clear you out. There we go. That's some decent control. And then also this. And you're good. You don't need to do anything. Thank you, Volcano. So going into the downstairs part of the fight with 5 energy, as seems extremely likely, is still very harrowing. It does really seem like it's frequently impossible not to take some damage, though. Like, the balance definitely seems to be that intentionally, right? Okay, so I want to, let's see, we could just move you to here, move you. Oh, I can't move you to there, right. Okay, then we can move you across to here. I always forget these things can't, the tanks are not allowed to run across water spaces, even if they don't stop in them. I think I'm gonna deal a point of push damage to this thing because that'll make it die after it finishes the block. There you go. The rare sextuple block. You don't see a lot of this. This is the ultimate in control. Okay. Cool. I really wish we could just keep the tanks out as we go down into the next phase. That would be really nice. Alright, so 5 energy is 3 bug hits. Oh, I am so glad the blobber is not actually real. I don't love the fact that they're putting a scorpion on us, but... So 3 actual enemy hits. We can't rely on the 20% grid defense. But who knows? Maybe it'll go off once. It could. Okay, you know what? That's actually not that bad. They didn't set up nearly as aggressively on us as they often do. So, how do we want to deal? Can you reach from there? You totally can. Oh, that rules. Pretty sure we want to do this. If we do this, dealing with this thing is pretty easy. And in fact, the right way to deal with this thing, we actually have like some options if we want to mess around a little bit. Because we could maneuver it onto one of the rock spaces. Yeah. No, never mind. I can't do both. For some reason in my head, I thought I could maneuver this onto one of the rock spaces and also deal with the scorpion, but now I don't see how I thought I was going to do that. I guess, actually... I forgot about the fact that his attack pushes. Throwing a rock in front of him doesn't stop this from taking damage. Which is obviously not ideal. Huh. Okay, no, I still see it though. Because if we push him back a space, and then we use the Gemini missiles to push this guy up a space, we can use one of them as a blocker for the other. So I'm gonna just step you back to here. We're gonna let the bomb take 2 damage. There we go. The tank will take 1 push damage here, but that's fine. We get to establish a bunch of our stuff. We take actual no building damage. We get to tentacle the spawn block. This is very, very good. Yeah, okay. So we just have the 3 enemies up this turn, and we are going to have up to 5 bodies to work with. My hope is we can get... sorry, 3, 4. There are 4 enemies visible right this second. I don't know, man. Counting's hard. So how do we want to deal with these? Oh, and one of them was kind enough to not even attack a building. That rules. Alright, so if I have you, Gemini, here, you can absolutely kill that. That's cool. How am I going to deal with you, though? What is my plan for that? You just do 1 damage to each tile in the way? Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. So we only have to push this thing away 1 space for it not to be hitting the building anymore. I guess, like, I'm putting together kind of a plan here, but maybe I'm being silly. Yeah, you know what? I'm being way overcomplicated about this. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move you out. Unfortunately, I don't think we can put this in a position where it's going to do any actual, like, meaningful stuff. But my plan is move this so that we can drop the other tank here, push this thing into this space, and then we just Gemini them both, right? Sadly, I don't think that lets this support tank do anything this turn. And then we can have... yeah, we can just have you push this guy so he's not doing any damage and also he's on fire. You would like very much not to be on that tentacle space anymore. There we go. That's a fair amount of damage. And then sadly, you don't get to do anything. I would really have liked to block, but I guess actually this thing being here makes it still serve as a pathing blocker for the enemy that's going to spawn from there. So if it's not flying, we're confining it to a pretty small part of the map, which is actually maybe meaningful. It's very difficult to know if that's going to be meaningful. Oh, it's going to serve as a pathing blocker for the beetle leader at the very least. Yeah, and then we have a pretty small number of total enemy bodies here, so I'm confident we can maintain control. Okay, beetles. Lots and lots of beetles. How do we want to deal with this? It's a shame none of the enemies were nice enough to set up near the falling rock warning. So you have 5 HP. If I stand here, take the boost, I can hit you for 4. So that's pretty easy. We can do a spawn block with you to make that safe. Okay, that's a dead enemy. A rock throw here is also good. But I have to deal with this guy. Actually, we have to use the Gemini missiles for that? I think the way things are spaced out here. Okay, hold on. Got a little ahead of myself. Didn't plan the whole turn. Oh, I don't even have the Geminis. We used them all already. In that case... Does your attack push? Oh, it does. Okay. So, if we do something to destroy this rock, we can fix this problem. Right like this. Yeah, this works. And then you can stand up here and just hit him with a melee attack. There we go. We're using every part of the buffalo on this one. And then you... Yeah, just push this guy out of the way. Let him continue burning. You perform a spawn block. This is only 1 damage. Throwing the rock there is quite bad, though. I'm going to use my other reset because I need to sequence that differently. Think through the whole turn. The whole turn. Alright, this part's still good. This is solid. You block here. You move this thing. Now we throw the big rock. Okay. We are allowing kind of a lot of spawns. This thing is at the death threshold. This thing is still super healthy. This guy effectively has 1 HP. So we're in position to manage a lot of these enemies. We're gonna get 2 spawns. One of them is probably going to be the Scion Tyrant. Nope, never mind. We were not so lucky. Alright, at this point, we do have to care about the bomb. You know, it is going to cease to be if it takes 2 damage. So... There's not really an easy way for me to move this guy over to here, which is what I really want to do. I mean, we can just let the crab leader thing happen. That's fine. You're already dead. I guess, you know what? This move is also good. So, we're going to be cautious here. I'm actually going to plan the rest of the turn out. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's terrible to lose a tank to the stuff, but also I guess we don't really need to because I could just have 1 tank. No, I cannot. That's right, the tanks do damage when they attack now. We cannot use them to harmlessly push the bomb around. This is one of those downsides I was talking about earlier. Well, I can just feed them both to the tentacles. It's fine. They're remote control cars. They're not people. It's okay. Okay. There we go. So yeah. Almost everything here dies, and the bomb survives. Almost everything here, including a significant portion of our overall team. Not bad, though. In the end, there was a single 2 health bug remaining. If you had asked me to make a prediction for the final game state of this team when we first saw them, this is probably not what it would have been. But hey, chaos is fun, right? So who are we taking with us into the next timeline? I think that's an interesting question. Chloe Patel, Isaac Jones, and of course, Kazakh Pleth. Who could forget noble Kazakh Pleth? To be perfectly honest with you, it's not a terrible pull for the next team with the intention of just selling him. Isaac Jones effectively just has one skill here. I think we might bring the popular hero and just like reputation boost at the beginning of the beginning of the next run. Yeah, and he'll give us a reasonable little power push while we're getting there as well. So with that, we now have a win marked with every unlocked squad, except for the custom squad. Although I suppose it is worth noting that a couple of these are on hard because we were trying to get an achievement thing. So, you know, maybe we'll go scoop up wins with them on unfair as well. I don't think the Mist Eaters will be a terribly difficult one. They seem like a very powerful team. Cataclysm guys are very, very strange. Might be slightly more challenging. We'll see. But also, a mere 2 coins away from finishing this off. So, we're doing it. We're really doing it. That's going to be it for us for today. But when y'all come back next time, we are bringing out another custom squad. I don't know if it's going to be the same squad. Probably not. I'll probably try to change things up a little bit. We are going to get 2 of these achievements at the same time. And we are going to get that cool new secret squad. Gee, I wonder, whatever could it be? Probably literally everybody watching this knows by now because this game's been out forever. But let's all pretend to be in suspense, shall we? And we'll see you then.